Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, the night after, the day before, what happened yesterday, and Liverpool and Arsenal and us. Anyway, welcome back to Cannon Foy TV. It's after the show over here on Thursday. I've had a really good day at work, which helped me kind of forget about what happened last night. What happened last night? We're going to get in that in just a few seconds after this music intro. Yes, indeed. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this. Well, it's the Thursday afternoon show over here, at least in the UK. I'm sure it's going to be different wherever you are in this world of ours. But most important thing is you need to do for the next 5 seconds is subscribe. It just says it there. So subscribe to Cannon Foy TV. I see Johnny Geezer is pointing in the right direction. I'm always pointing in the wrong direction, John.
How do I normally? Practice for you.
Practice makes perfect. Brother Isaac, how have you been?
I'm doing great. I hope everyone is okay. Now that we are back, we can talk matters Arsenal, because that is what we always do. It's only Arsenal here.
Yeah, nothing else. No riffraff over here. Never down the road. And John the Geezer, Gooner, how's it going, man?
Afternoon, everyone. Yeah, great. Yeah, had a right good night last night. Although we lost, I really enjoyed it. First night I've been out with my daughter since the COVID started, so we got tickets. It was lovely, really good to get out in the fresh air and watch the boys. They didn't bring us the result we wanted, but they did us proud as far as I'm concerned. They did the best of their ability, I think. That's where they are now. That's the form they're in now. That's their position, and they can only improve. We got to think about it, Alex and Isaac. We were playing probably one of the best teams in the world. That ain't no exaggeration. That team is like a Rolls Royce. Every one of them players on that Liverpool squad is like a Rolls Royce. Arsenal are aiming for that sort of standard. You know what I mean? Yeah, bit off the face yet, but they're getting there. You know what I mean? They are getting there.
So, John, was you overly upset, or are you just thinking, you know what, it is what it is? Like you just said, we've just been playing one of the best teams in Europe, so we just need to move on, forget about it. And just
I was gutted, mate. I hate Arsenal losing. I don't go often, and when I go and see them lose, that really upsets me. You know what I mean? Especially to the Mickey Mouses. We don't want to lose to them. I thought we might turn them over, but I was living in La La Land, you know. We've got to hold my hands up and say they have a better team, you know. We give them a good run for their money. And if Odegaard had put that goal away, or, we could have been 1-0 up. We had a great chance with Lacazette and Odegaard. If one of them had just been a bit more sharper, we could have took it to them. But once they got that goal, Liverpool, we weren't beating them. It's as simple as that. I'm Arsenal through and through, but I'm not stupid.
Isaac, fine margins, man. Fine margins. I'm not one to blame players.
No.
Ramsdale.
These are the fine margins that are there, and we've got to accept there are margins between the big boys and Arsenal, who are rebuilding. Remember, the rebuilding phase is not that easy. It is bumpy. There are going to be disappointments on the way, but we've got to keep pressing on. We should not let that result keep us down.
Oh, no.
We just stand up, shake off the dust, and move forward, because we have a style of play. We have reinstilled the culture that we lost, and we all can see the direction in which we are heading, and we are only heading one direction, which is top 4. And if we finish top 4, we can get real hitters in the summer, and we get real hitters in the summer, we could be a real threat next season. That is the potential that we have. Despite the fact that we lost, there were a lot of positives in that game. If you looked at the likes of Martinelli play, he gave Arnold a run for his money. He had a nightmare yesterday night. So I could enjoy every time Martinelli was on the ball because I knew straightforward Arnold will have the nightmare because he really struggled until Matip stepped in to help him sometimes. So these lads are doing great. And given the news that is out today,
Yeah.
the 4 boys have been called up for the England squad.
Yeah.
The 4 English boys and the 2 Brazilians were called earlier this week. So you can see that when we're having these players being called to their international teams, is because they are establishing or they are accomplishing something in this national team. Yes, we are young, and there are mistakes that come with a young team, and that is what we will have to cut out as time goes by. We are not going to be perfect immediately. We are going to take it step by step. We've done it. We've beaten the teams are in and around us. The only teams we've not beaten are the big boys. So we've started with the teams in and around us. That's great. Actually, looking at the stats from last season, this particular last season, we were number 10. And where are we right now? We're in number 4. Top 4 is ours to lose. So there are a lot of positives despite that loss yesterday. It feels like the Man City game. We played them, but we lost. But it doesn't matter, and it doesn't feel like a loss because we played our style. We didn't chicken or we didn't hide from them, especially the first half. The fine margins of just putting away the goals is the only thing that we didn't accomplish. If we had put away our chances, then it would have been a 50-50 game. But the fine margins with them taking the lead, with them putting away their goals, that is where we were beaten. But box to box, we went toe to toe with Liverpool, and I'm happy we can go toe to toe with the big boys.
But Isaac, in the first half, I mean, I never really felt like Liverpool went higher than the third gear. I always felt they were in first and second gear, and there wasn't really much for them to go into the third and the fourth gear. So was it a fact that they really weren't putting the pressure on us? It was more of us literally. I don't know. I just kind of got the feeling that they were always in control, no matter how much in the 60th minute. I always felt literally Liverpool were in control of the match. It wasn't so much about us putting the wind up them. Or am I not reading it right? Were they always in control, Liverpool? Were they always in control?
Myself, I felt if you're playing a team that is attacking, you've got to be careful. And we were attacking, so it was them being careful. Because you never know this young squad what it'll bring. It can disappoint you at any time. It can hit you at any time, especially given the fact that we progressed the ball more quickly than we did last season. Especially when we are on the break, we are very dangerous when we are on the break, and we are ranked among the top teams scoring when we are having a counter attack. So they had to be careful with that, and it was their game management style. And second half, they raised the tempo, and due to individual quality, they scored. It was the individual brilliance that they exploited. So we've got to look at where we've got to strengthen and get big hitters, those real hitters who can hurt teams at any given time.
Yeah, John, for all the huffing and puffing of the first half, at the end of the day, Arsenal still lost. I mean, I'm sure we'd be proud of the boys, but the result at the end of the day is we didn't leave the Emirates with 3 points. We lost.
Well, I was just thinking, Alex. Yeah, exactly. I think Liverpool were pretty much in control of that game. I think they knew Arsenal's game. They set out their stalls. They knew what was going to happen. They're going for the Premiership, aren't they, Liverpool? You know what I mean? It's a serious game for them. We're going for top 4. They're going for the Premiership, and a good possibility they'll win it. But it's a bit like a chess game, that first half. I didn't really see...
That's exactly what my brother said, John. It was exactly like a chess game. Yeah,
they were just sussing each other out. I can't recall any real clear-cut chances. I think Ramsdale made a save, but it wasn't like really that threatening. There weren't many chances in that first half, but it was good to come into that second half 0-0. You know what I mean? We think, we're mixing it with Liverpool now. We're going toe to toe with them. Second half, let's go at them and beat them. But that didn't happen. We had a little flurry first sort of 5-10 minutes, and they kind of hit us with it was a really annoying goal. You know what I mean? I know people are still criticising Ramsdale, but it was piddling down with rain. That surface was so wet. You know what I mean? So slippery. It's really hard to judge it, sort of thing. From a goalkeeper's point of view, he could have done better, but did it get a bit of a spin on it, that goal? Do you know what I mean? After they scored, Liverpool, Arsenal sort of looked deflated. And to me, where you expect them to go at 90 miles an hour, it was sort of 70 miles an hour. They just couldn't cut into the side. They couldn't create the chances. And they got caught sleeping again, didn't they?
Yeah.
Looking back, I've got to give credit to Liverpool. I think they're a fantastic team to watch. Not many clubs are going to beat them, So Arsenal did brilliant. As I say, if Odegaard had taken his chance, it wasn't an easy chance, but this is what you say, fine margins, Mo Salah, Mane would have probably banged that in, you know what I mean? This is the thing, the cutting edge thing we still ain't got, you know what I mean? We're 75% there. That's it. Yeah.
But also, John, what about I know he put on Smith Rowe and Pepe eventually, but were you a little bit disappointed they didn't make much of an impact in the second half?
They kind of had a little flurry, didn't they? They got him up. They made one sort of break for Martinelli to get through, but I think it was too late for them. I think in their heads that was a mental thing. They'd got it in their heads. They've lost it 2-0 down. They're bringing them subs on. I don't think Xhaka had the best of games.
I agree.
I thought maybe Pepe could have come on a bit earlier, but it's all in hindsight, isn't it? You know what I mean? Then them 2 quick goals killed Arsenal stone dead, and Liverpool were never going to get beat in my eyes. I just didn't. There was nothing coming at them. It was disappointing. I think there might have been 2 shots after, but Martinelli was fantastic. I actually thought he was not too far in front. Like Laka and Xhaka weren't in sync with him. You know what I mean? He's down. He's not getting enough support for me. And when he's getting crosses in, they were too slow getting in where he is. But if you say top trumps, we all sort of play top trumps as kids. Now Liverpool are probably 10 out of 10 across the board.
Yeah.
We've got a few 10s and a few 8s, and some might be on 7. You know what I mean? The midfield, I actually felt played all right. The midfield and the defence, it's just mistakes at that level. If you want to get to Liverpool's level, you can't make them sort of slip-ups, mistakes. I think Xhaka, didn't he? Hit it into the defender. Was it the second goal? It bounced off of the defender. They got through. That was the second goal. That was it. But Yeah, you just can't make them sort of mistakes at that level of the game. Liverpool are 20 points in front of us. It shows, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
As much as I loved Arsenal to win, I thought they was going to win. I've got to be a realist, and I reality check for Arteta and everyone. But a lot of positives, as Isaac said, loads of positives there.
Yeah, but John, before I go back to Isaac, the fact that we've not beaten a Chelsea, we've not beaten a Man City, now we've not beaten a Liverpool. Can we really have a claim to that? How can I say it? That segment of the table, unless we can beat those top teams, we're just going to be playing with Arsenal, aren't we? We've got to be able to beat those top four teams.
The thing is, whoever qualifies at the moment for the top four, it's not the best of quality, is it really? Because just say we do qualify for the Champions League, and I think there's a 99% chance we should do, unless we completely throw it away. They need to rebuild or build on the squad they've got, because there's a lot of weaknesses there, and the striker thing is coming to fruit now, isn't it? Where are the goals? It's all right playing Wolves. It's all right playing, Brightons and that lot. We need to beat the big boys. To be in the big boy league, you've got to compete with them, and you can't do it in half measures. It's been proven. With all the goodwill in the world, what Lacaz's doing, they need a striker, and that striker. I'm even Martinelli. I'd love to see him play through the middle. I'm sure he'd terrorise that Liverpool team. Maybe put Pepe and Zaka opposite, both on the wing, or Smith Rowe. I know they ain't going to do it against Liverpool, but give him a try. They've got to give it. They've got. That's another thing. They look at Liverpool's substitutes compared to ours. No disrespect to our team. You know what I mean? Look who they brought on. Best striker in the world at the moment. Old Eddie, isn't it? He's learning his trade. Mo Salah, he's there. He's done it all, isn't
he? Yeah. It's funny you say that, actually, because Diego Jota had just scored a goal and he got substituted straight off, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. Unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, I've never seen that. He was off straight away, and they bring Mo Salah on.
But as your thoughts again, like I was just saying to John, unless we can beat the top teams, what claim can Arsenal have? Not beating Liverpool, not beating a Man City, not beating a Chelsea. What claim can Arsenal have? We're only like we are a project in process. We're not the finished article.
Yeah, it's true. We are a project in process, and I'd like take us down memory lane. At the beginning of the season, after our first 3 games, we were talking about escaping relegation. That is what we were saying. And then an opportunity presented itself, and we took it. And we started talking about top 6. And right now we are in the mix for top 4. So opportunities are coming, and they are knocking our way. And we've got to take them. Well, spoiler alert for the Juventus fans. They lost to Villarreal yesterday with Dusan, who chose to join Juventus rather than the Arsenal. And they are struggling at the moment. So for us, we are, I can say some pundits will say we are overachieving. People didn't give us credit at the beginning of the season. When we were in position 20 going into the first international break, I remember Tottenham were sitting first with 9 points, and we were 20 with -9 goals. But from where we are sitting right now, I can see there's light at the end of the tunnel. Every fan feels there is progress. No one is ranting. Actually, with us being top 4, Arteta is just like stop the noise in and outside Arsenal, so we can focus on playing football. We were used to noise in and outside. which disrupted the whole thing. But right now, because there's no noise in and around Arsenal, he focuses his boys. And looking at the Man City and Liverpool games, in the first halves, we played sensational football. So we've got to go an extra mile to replicate that in the second halves. If them boys are going into the ice baths for 20 minutes, then I've got to tell Arteta to make it 40.
I think Alex is having one of them at the end of the season, isn't it?
Cheers, John.
if they are going to the gym for 20 minutes, then make them go to the gym for 40 minutes. Because
I ain't going to
we
the
gym. Because we are playing some sensational football in the first halves. We've gone toe to toe with the big boys in the first halves. They have won during the second halves. So we've got only to replicate what we've done in the first halves. That is the exact thing that is missing. If we do that, we are going to compete with the big boys. Last season we did not beat teams in and around about us. We were beaten by Leicester last season, home and away. We were beaten by Aston Villa, home and away. We only won against Tottenham and Man United last season, if I can remember well. So we've got to, and I can see we're beating these teams that we are in the same level. So we've got to step it up. So we are done with the teams that are in and around us. So we've got to make a step higher. Like it is like when you take your child to school, they've got to graduate from grade 2 and go to grade 3. So we're done with grade 2. We are no longer taking milk. Now we are going to take some burger.
Well, you know what? I think what we'll do, I think we'll go into the live chat and just see who has joined us on this Thursday afternoon show. And I believe I've got DWTT, who's our moderator for the afternoon show. He says, hello, Alex. Is there an echo? Hello. Hello. Hello,
you're looking for.
Arsenal tested the bath waters yesterday. It felt good for a bit, but that was because our skin was numbed by that heat. Then we got burnt. Always learning. Villa should be scared of us. Come on, you Gunners. And that's what I actually wanted to say. What response are you expecting from these guys, John? It's Saturday, isn't it? Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a positive one. This is what I'm worried about, you know. Sometimes teams can go flat, can't they? You get up for the big game, get beat, then you play like the Villa, and you can't get up for it. You can't. But Arsenal, every game I've said before is a cup final. They need to be up for every single game. He might be looking at changing a few faces around at the moment. I don't know if he can because Tommy's still injured, isn't he? I mean, I'd like to have seen him play instead of Cedric. That would have been interesting. Do you know what I mean? I know Cedric's done well, but Tommy's your man. He's the bloke you want. You want at the right back. But they've got to come back, take heart from the game. They've gone toe to toe with one of the best teams in the world. They ain't come away with anything. Lucky enough, we're in a position we can afford to lose 3 points, but no more. Do you know what I mean? We can't be mucking around anymore. We need to beat everyone we play.
Yeah.
We play like we want to beat them. So, Arteta's got to get to motivate them. Xhaka, like I say, he looks a bit off the boil to me. I don't know if, he's had an hard season, hasn't he? So maybe he might want to swap things around, change things around against Villa, give it a go.
Well, let's have a quick look at the table, actually. Let me quickly just remove this. Where are we? There we go. So this is the table as it lies actually actively now. Wolves 8 spots, 46 from 29 played. They're not down the road. 48 from 28 played. The Abbey Ammers 48 from 29 played. Man United 50 from 29 played, and our team 51 from 27 played. And again, I don't really like to talk about the games we have in hand because I'd far rather have the points than that game in hand. And then we've got Chelsea ahead of us in third spot, 59 from 28 played, and Liverpool and Man City are going to play it out amongst themselves because I can't see Arsenal winning the Premier League so soon. So there's a few more comments here. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Question: if we qualify for European Cup and a bid for 45 to 60 million pounds came in for Martinelli, in your heart of hearts, do you believe Arsenal would sell him? Isaac, I'm not going to answer that.
Wow. The desire of every Arsenal fan right now is to keep these young lads.
Yeah.
If they sold any of them, they would have disappointed all of the Arsenal fans. So I don't expect them to share these young lads. If they want to share anybody, let them come for Granit Xhaka, or come for Nketiah. I give Nketiah, I give Xhaka, but you cannot touch these young lads for me. I'm keeping them.
Yeah. For you, John?
Well, for a start, that price is way too cheap. I'd want double that. And if he did even think of selling any of them boys, he should be on the first. Well, he's in America, isn't he? But he should be willing to sell up and go because it's like selling the crown jewels, isn't it? You know, if he was to even think about any of that, I think he would lose the fans for one. But nothing would put anything past me in football. Nothing. There's a price on everyone's head. No matter how much they tell you they're being loyal, money turns heads. So, yeah, 120 mil bid, he might go.
Well, would you take it? Would you take it, John? 120 mil?
Me personally, no. I'm a football man. I mean, who are you going to replace him with? He's a star in the making, you know. I like to see him play through the middle. Personally, he's brilliant on the wing. But while we're struggling, just change it around a bit. But I can't see old Arteta ever doing that. I think he's sticking with his system, and that's it. So he don't seem to mix it up a bit, does he? Really? But no, that'd be a criminal offence to even think of selling any of them young lads. But yeah, watch this space. I won't put it past any of them. Look.
We've got Paul from in the North Bank. He says, all right, guys. All right. Did you meet up with Paul?
John? No, I think he was in a different thing with me. I was in row 13. You couldn't make it up. Unlucky for some, isn't it? Yeah, and I'll tell you something, Paul. Arsenal's Wi-Fi and their PR system
is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Do nothing on it. That is, for all the money they got, that is rubbish. You couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah. Klopp was frustrated in the first half, Alex. That was because of what Arsenal was doing. Okay. What else do we have here? Arsenal have frustrated Pep and Klopp, but football is 90 plus minutes. We aren't ready for 90 minutes of football. Yeah. 90 plus minutes, isn't it? It's not. Yeah, Fergie time.
Well, it's another thing, Alex. You know, we've got a captain going off in an important game, 70 sort of minutes gone, and they're replacing a captain. To me, your captain should be on there the whole game. This is the problem. Do you know what I mean? That's unless he's injured, you need your captain on that pitch the whole 90 minutes. So that's another thing I always agree with, but that's modern football, I suppose. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe Ateta was like, you know what, guys, this game we've lost. Let's focus on Villa. Let's focus on Villa. So we are going to do everything to win Villa. So this one, Liverpool has got us. So I imagine that is what was going on in his mind,
Yeah,
and he wants to keep his players, his main men, injury free. And it was like, oh, all right, they got us today. We press on, we move on, we improve on what we have to improve. We get them next season.
yeah. Jokes aside, Isaac, I think you're right there. You know, when Lacker went off and that, I think they sort of accepted what was going to happen. You know, they weren't sort of going at it 100 miles an hour in my eyes, but
which is not right, John. It's not right. You like saying on Twitter, you know, the where you put the spirit of '89.
Yeah,
right to the end, man. Right to the end.
Well, 1 minute, isn't it, Alex? One minute to go, but yeah, you're looking back at that. Yeah, did they sort of Arteta sort of say, you know what? Yeah, 2-0. We ain't that bothered about getting a draw. They weren't going to win it, were they? No, they was hardly going to get a draw 2-2 all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They took. Maybe, you know, he's right. Take the foot off the gas. We've got a small squad. Just regroup, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because look at the substitutes. I didn't know a lot of them. I'm not no offense to them, but there's a few in there I couldn't even tell you who they were.
Yeah, big difference, isn't it? Massive difference. You know?
Yeah, they're getting them from the under 23s, isn't they, or something? So that depth thing is a bit of a problem still.
I haven't done my homework, but Isaac, what's happened to Albert Samuel Lokonga?
Sambi, at this moment in time, I can't see his way in because he's young, he's a bit slower, I can say, compared to the amount of speed and aggression that is in this league. He's a bit slower, so he's got to improve. And actually, I believe when they brought him in, he was like a project. He was a prospect. He wasn't a first team starter. He was a prospect.
Yeah. Anyway, the symbol says Arsenal didn't put away their chances, and this is the difference between a good team and a great team. I agree, John. Liverpool contained us and just made the key moments count. And I've got to say, that's how I see it. I just see, Liverpool is just like, yeah, okay, we're still in first gear. We're kind of maybe hitting second gear and second half. The key moments they took full advantage. And that's the difference, isn't it, between a good team and a great team. But,
men versus boys, I'm afraid, Alex.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say that is what we did to Leicester. We took our chances. They didn't take theirs. So we are flourishing against our fellow boys, and the men are beating us. Actually, if you look at the games we've lost 8 games, and those are twice against Liverpool, twice against Man City, once against Chelsea. Those make 5. Once against Man United, those make 6. Once against Everton, of which we should have not lost to Everton, and one against Brentford when we were not at our best. So the games that we've lost are countable. A majority of the games we've lost to the men, whereas we are the boys. But we are soon going to graduate from high school and join college with the men.
We've got a second moderator in Static. Says, hey, Alex, and the panel, and hey to you as well, Static. Hope you're keeping well. Crystal Palace played football for 90 minutes and got points off City. Well, they played for 90 plus minutes. It's not like, but anyway.
Actually, first leg, they beat Man City 2-0.
Yeah.
At home, at Man City's place, Etihad. So, actually, before I forget something, Alex, in our next 4 games, these are games we are supposed to be winning. They are games we are capable of winning. That is, we have a Villa, we have Palace, we have Brighton, and I've gotten the 4th one before we meet Chelsea and United. There are 4 games which we are supposed to be winning before we go into Chelsea and Man United. And if we win those 4 games, believe me, 4th is ours.
But you know, I don't like to look too far in the future, man. One game at a time.
I like being optimistic. I like saying my glass is half full, rather than saying half empty.
You're only as good as your last game, and we've just lost those. You know what I mean? You can't take. I keep saying, we've got easy games, but I don't think we should be saying that because They're all
No,
tough teams. Do you know what I mean? They're all proper. Feel I've got some tasty players, and on their day they could turn it over. We've got to be up for it every minute, every second of that 90 minutes. You know what I mean? And that's
and first leg they took a point of us, and we had to scramble for a draw, last minute draw, luck as it's go. But we should be prepared, and we should push a mile harder. We should not go back to our shells as we did in the Liverpool game. We should fight to the last minute like we did in the Wolves game. That's the mentality I want.
But I didn't. Do you think the players looked a little bit jaded and tired in the second half?
Actually, I was talking to a colleague of mine at work today, and you know what he told me? He's an Arsenal fan, actually. He told me we lost this game because our mentality is like Liverpool is a hard opponent or a difficult opponent, and our mentality was like we've lost this game. That is where we lost the game because of the mentality. But we've gone to other teams and said we are going to win this, and we've won. So we've got to change that mentality. Like the Liverpools and the Man Cities are hard teams to beat. We've got to believe in ourselves that we can do it, and we will do it.
Yeah. But don't you think literally the fact that we didn't go into the market and buy an out striker during the January transfer window, it's like chickens are coming home to roost now, because you could see last night it was crying out for an out striker, and you could probably debate whether it could be Martinelli in the central striking role, but Arsenal should have brought a striker, John, in a January transfer window.
100%. I mean, it's a complete gamble. We're kind of relying on the other teams losing, aren't we? At a minute, Man U and Tottenham are not sort of, carrying on the pace they should be at. So we are getting away with a bit of a gamble at the minute. And against Wolves, you can sort of bluff it. Against Liverpool, you ain't bluffing it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can bluff it against Spurs. I don't think you can bluff it against United. Probably not against Palace now either. Vieira's going to be well up for that game. Vieira's going to want to beat us. So we've got no easy games. We've got no easy games, and we're playing without a striker. Kind of mission impossible. If he pulls it off, I'll hold my hat off to him. But they're getting a bit nearer towards us again now, aren't they? When we drop off, and we've got to play Chelsea, got to play Tottenham.
Yeah.
We've got a small squad. It's going to go all the way. It's going to go to the last 3 games, I reckon, for Champions League now.
Yeah. So, John, let me ask a question. So, do you reckon I'll be doing the Ice Bucket Challenge?
Yeah, you'll be doing it, mate. It's going to be a YouTube sensation, TikTok sensation, mate.
John, you say he's going into the ice bath with the likes of Saka. He must go in there for 40 minutes.
Yeah, he might have to do it with the Arsenal team, innit? Him and Arteta do it. We'll have to get on to Arteta about this, I don't care about Champions League. I just want to see Alex do the ice.
John, I thought he was my mate.
If we don't qualify, I'll do it. There you go. You do it if we do qualify. I'll do it if we don't.
Alex, on the same question that you asked John, huh? Going to the market, it was a gamble that we did not bring anybody in, but our main target was Dusan. Dusan chose to go to Juventus, and I was reading that it was frustrating because his agent did not want to talk to any other team except Juventus. And actually, the strikers that we were linked with, apart from Dusan, those who were Alexander Isak, were linked with this Starman, the main striker for Everton.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin. They aren't doing good at the moment. They aren't banging in goals. And Arteta said he was going to take his first choice or no one. So it is a gamble he took. Right now, we are being linked to several others, the likes of João Felix. And João Felix, I was watching him the other day, despite them winning against Man United, he wasn't at his best. So we've going into the summer, we've got to look at the best, and if we can spend to bring in a proper number 9, it will be great. And something I was reading and I was like, really, I wish it happens. That Haaland says he doesn't care about the money, of which we know, as John said, everybody cares about the money. They are always lying about not caring about the money. He said he doesn't care about the name of the team. What he cares about is the philosophy of the manager and what the football brings to him or to his life. So I hope his captain, Odegaard, convinces him, as a star boy, or Agent Saka convinced Ramsdale to join us. If he convinced him to join us during the summer, perhaps if we will have qualified for Champions League, it will be a non-brainer.
Fingers crossed. Anyway.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Static says Arsenal still lost the game. No matter how good or how bad the team played, Arsenal still lost the game, John.
Well, I know that, yeah. I was there, mate. I see it. Yeah. What can I say? We did lose the game. And, we've still got a big amount. There's positives there. Look at the beginning of the season, first 3 games. Yeah. It was all up to the first 10 games. They were terrible, Arsenal. I'll put them down as 8, getting 8th spot. And unrealistically, last night, I was thinking we might even beat Liverpool. But watching that game, it was just 2 different teams, 2 different levels, you know what I mean? Martinelli was fantastic, but he still didn't get anywhere with it, did he, We can say he skinned old Trent, what's his name, all day long, but nothing came of it. Stats don't mean a thing. What's the point of being man of the match when you lose a game? That, to me, that's a waste of time. Man of the match, yeah, we lost 2-0 though. Like you said, Alex, what was it you said? It's performances that count, or something, or not
the points, not the performance.
It's the points that count and not performances. And we needed to dig in a lot deeper. You can't just lose concentration in games like that. Within like 10 minutes, we was out of the game. 2 quick goals, bang, that was it, end of. We should have had that geezer at the other end. He should have stuck himself up on our goal. He might have stopped him coming in, He stuck himself to the goal post. He should have come up we are improving. I know there's a lot Arteta outs, but you can't be too unbiased. You can see that Arsenal. Anyone that can't see that Arsenal improving, there's something wrong with them. Do you know what I mean? Because they are improving, but they're still 20 points away from Liverpool and Man City at this moment in time. Which is how many games? 6 games. How many? 6 games in front they are, and it stands out a mile when you watch them. I'd love to say, we were better than Liverpool and all that, but we weren't. You know what I mean? We weren't. We've got a long way to go.
Jared says, I would have preferred to start Pepe against Liverpool as a false 9. It would have caused more problems for Matip and Van Dijk if Pepe, Saka, Martinelli were constantly rotating. And that is the thing. I had a good conversation with my brother this morning. And so the thing is, you could see, Saka on the right-hand side was being double-teamed. Martinelli was he kind of got away a few times. But they're so static. They don't rotate. No. They just stay there. Rotate them, change it. Do something different. Arteta, Isaac. It's so static.
Oh, wow. I'll say there are a few things that have been changing. And he's also learning on the job. He's improving. he has improved a lot greater mile. I'll say this. When I look at this team, there are a lot of similarities with the Wenger team when he was rebuilding. There are a lot of similarities. The formations he's taking, the formations Wenger was adapting, the players he signed, the base he was setting. There are a lot of similarities because he's bringing back the culture. He'll just need to bring in the right men. He doesn't have all the right men, or he doesn't have all the right cards. There are a few cards missing. If he gets all his cards, he's going to be a top manager. So let's give him time, because we've seen great managers when are given time, they can bring greater results. Klopp himself was given 5 seasons. And I reckon next season for Arsenal, we're going to have a trophy to wipe our tears. We've been crying long enough. There is going to be a trophy to wipe our tears. And like there are some other teams I don't want to mention, which have great players, and they have like 5 seasons or 10 seasons without a cup in their cabinets.
Don't mention their name, please.
No, I'm not mentioning.
I think it's 20 seasons, isn't it?
Oh dear. Jarrett says Laka isn't the same from 3 years ago. Clearly, he has regressed and seems to be afraid to make those forward runs. He could have easily put away that cutback from Gabby, and why pass back the chance you had? Dearie me.
He's not at his prime. He's
Yeah.
Towards the end of his career. We all understand when they are at their prime, they take their chances. They are lethal. So actually, my colleague told the exact word. He said we need a lethal striker.
Yeah, that is so apparent. It's so clear to me. John says yes. Sorry, DWT says yes. John, Liverpool had 2 of the starting forward from the Champions League and Premier League winning sides on the bench. Levels, we aren't at that level yet. Just a few more before we wrap up this one. Okay. Emerson Rose should get a start. Would be nice to see Pepe get a start, but Arteta. What do you think, John? Should Pepe and ESR be starting the games? Or?
I think so. I think he might get a bit of fatigue setting in, like I say, with Xhaka. You know what I mean? He did look a bit fatigued to me when he came off. He looked frustrated. It weren't happening for him. So, mate, I would like to see Arteta switch it around. Give Smith Rowe on Pepe. You know, do you know what I'd even think about doing? It's controversial. I'd give Leno a game. You know, I'd rest, not because Ramsdale's made mistakes, just because I think he needs a break, a rest. You know, he's come in the regular season. He's played 30 odd games nearly, and why not give Leno a game just for, like you say, against Villa, Palace, just to freshen things up, you know, for all of them.
Yeah. What do you think, Isaac? Give Leno, you know, a game or 2 just to kind of give Ramsdale, you know, a bit of respite.
There was a time Arteta didn't know who to put in that team. There was a time he was gambling. He was like, who's the right man? Who's the right man for this position? Who will be able to play at his best? But right now he's having a good problem that he cannot pick and choose. Like there is a competition. That yes, the likes of Smith Rowe are back from injury, but they cannot just go straight in to the team because Odegaard is playing sensational. When you look at Leno, Ramsdale came in and filled a very huge void that we had last season. His concentration is on another level. You know, he's solidified the back. I was reading stats. He solidified the back such that the solidifying of this back exposes the weakness of Leno. Leno was used to being howled at the ball all the time. So he would switch on all the time because he was being attacked all the time by the opposition strikers. But right now, because he's solidified the back, there is a great coordination in defense. So he's caught off guard sometimes. But you look at Ramsdale, his concentration is top notch. When he's not being attacked, he's busy winding the away fans. So he's 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 concentrating, because he himself in an interview said it is hard as a goalkeeper to concentrate for 90 minutes, especially when your defense is good. So you've got to find something else to do, which he is doing, which he is good doing, which is winding up the away fans. So that is a way he keeps his concentration, which is a weakness that Leno cannot seem to go past. With him, it's just the game and the game. But Ramsdale, he is crazy.
Ashley D says we lost. That's all that counts. Thank you for that, Ashley D. December says John Nketiah has to play. He does well in training.
Yeah.
In training, playing against his brothers who doesn't want to hurt him.
Well, he probably does work hard in training, doesn't he? But, you know, Arteta's putting it on that Eddie, and it ain't really his fault. You know, they should have gone out and got a first-rate striker. Do you know what I mean? They're playing Eddie, which he's improving, but at the moment, I just think he's championship level personally. So you know, he's doing his best for the Arsenal, and you can't ask more than that. But we need a better striker than Eddie. Oh, sorry, Eddie, mate, but we do need that. Someone that's going to bang 25 goals a season in.
Yeah,
it still might not be his fault. Going back to what you were saying, I think Saturday, Villa, we do need to change the system. We do need to switch a team. Just here and there, you know what I mean? Switch the wingers over. Maybe if Tommy's fit, play him instead of Cedric. They might even want to think, you know, changing a couple of others over here and there. But I think they need to freshen it up, as they'll get stale just to keep that engine purring over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want them to keep them on their toes. So you know what? You're on the subs bench today, lads. We're going to give you a game, so they're up roaring. They didn't come out all guns blazing in that second half. They came out a bit flat, I thought.
Well, it goes right into this, John, actually. DWT says mental fatigue at 55 to 60 minutes. I hope not. I wonder what was said at half time, though.
Not a lot, I don't think. Just keep it the same. Keep it the same, and it didn't work. But yeah, I did see that. When they come out, it looked fatigued, you know. I thought the midfield, say Xhaka and Partey, I thought they was bang on. Odegaard, I think he got snuffed out quite a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Xhaka and Partey was really putting it about, but nothing was coming of it. We need a more creative midfielder there somewhere, you know. Yeah. Someone who can get things out of nothing.
And it's funny, isn't it, John? You know, when we play against the top three sides, all our, you know, deficiencies are glaring. You can see, literally, we need a creative, we need maybe a defensive, you know, we need an out-and-out striker, all those parts there. You know, and that's why I said we can't claim anything unless we can beat those top three sides. You know,
I agree, Alex. It was glaringly obvious, and as much as we lost, it was actually, in a way, it was quite good to see. Like, we're not as good as what we think we are. We need a lot, you know, a lot bigger squad.
Mm-hmm. Richard is one of the contributors. Also says, actually, good afternoon, Richard. He says both United and Tottenham have Liverpool, Tottenham on paper have easier fixtures than Liverpool and West Ham and us.
There's no easy game. There's no easy game right now in the Premier League. Every team can, any team can hurt Liverpool. It can hurt Arsenal, can add Man United, can add the Tottenham. So there's no easy team. Right now, football has evolved. It isn't like in the two or three, 2 or 4, 2 or 5 seasons where you say, this game is given for Arsenal or is given for Man United. It has evolved a greater part. So you cannot just say, we cannot just say that we'll be going to Villa and coming back with the 3 points, or we'll be going to Palace and coming back with the 3 points. It is a moment of it is a matter of taking your chances and being at your best. And actually, as I said the other day, Alex, I tell my boys, when you feel your legs are wobbly, it is then you have to switch on. It is then other it is then that the best players switch on when they realize your legs are wobbly.
Wow. Isaac, here's one here for you from the assembly. Says, Isaac, aren't we in the Emirates Cup in pre-season? Don't even bother to respond. Don't bother to respond.
We're in the five-a-side Masters, Alex. Remember that one? We're in the final of that one.
The key problem is we play the same system. The players that we change are replaced with players doing exactly the same as the players that we have replaced. It's true.
Now, what we've got to do is pick and choose the good apples. Let the bad ones live. Go to the market and pick the good apples. The likes of Man City and Liverpool are beating us in that department. You can imagine Liverpool going out and picking a Luis Diaz, who's just slaughtered into the Premier League and banging 8 goals. That is where they've beaten us. So we've got to go and pick the good apples. That is what we have to do. I know our history is not always picking the top or the high profile players. We've always gone for those who are not really known in the market and try to improve them. That is also what Arteta is doing. It seems like that is the philosophy in Arsenal, but I'd like to see once in a while us going for a top striker.
Yeah. Sorry, John, you want to say something, John?
I was going to say so, and you don't have to answer this, anyone. It is a good question. How many of our players will get in that Liverpool squad?
0.
I would have to agree with Isaac. None of them.
Oh, they're after Zach, aren't they?
That's a bench warmer.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Well, that's telling you the levels we're at. Do you know what I mean, Alex? That's why I said that. Yeah. Just see who we could get in their squad. Who would fit in it? I don't think anyone either.
You know, guys, we've come to an end. You know what? It's been really, really good doing this post-game reaction. Yeah, post-game reaction. You know, again, like Static said, and actually, the fact remains we lost the game against Liverpool 2-0. So we move on to Aston Villa. I'm not going to give a prediction. I want to go and sleep. Isaac, good to have you back again. You're always welcome back on the channel, Canafoy TV. Say hello to your family from everyone on Canafoy TV, brother Isaac. And also John the Geezer, again, always welcome
back. Keep the faith, Gooners. Keep the faith. Alex is going to be out doing that ice bucket challenge.
I'm waiting to see that, because I'm going to keep him in the ice bath for an hour, not 40 minutes again.
Yeah, that's it. He thinks it's a bucket of ice over his head.
Billy No Mates now, isn't it?
Seriously, Alex, my message to all Arsenal fans is keep the faith. We are improving. We are improving, and I think we will get top 4.
Okay, yeah. If it meant I have to do the ice bucket challenge, then so be it. But anyway, guys, Go on, John.
That's the only reason we want top four.
Arsenal, do it. Anyway, we're done. We're done on this Thursday afternoon show. Again, thank you to my panelists, and also thank you to everyone who kind of came into the live chat. There were some comments that I did not read, but I do apologize. It just the discussion, the debate was really, really good. But anyway, we are done over here. I will be back tomorrow afternoon again, give some more live news leading up to Aston Villa. Don't ask me for a prediction, please. Don't ask me for a prediction. But anyway, you've been listening to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over.